Coming up in the video today, Newcastle's declarations for Monday are out. We can have a look at them individually. I think there's a Class 3 race in there, but most of them are 4 and 5s. We're going to have a look right after this. What's up guys, Dino here, welcome back to my racing channel. Glad you could all make it, really chuffed to bits. Another beautiful day outside. Hope you are all staying safe and you're enjoying the weather and enjoying seeing a lot of your friends and families. So I hope you are all taking care. Alright, on to the video. Yep, it's all about Newcastle on Monday, because the racing today is pretty poor. Racing tomorrow's not actually bad, to be quite honest, in France. A couple of good races there in France, so we'll have a look at that tomorrow. But today, it's all about Newcastle for Monday and the declaration that came out yesterday. And we'll have a quick look at that just now. So here we are. This is the first race back for UK horse racing. And here's the first race at Newcastle, the 1 o'clock. All the races, 10 races as we spoke about yesterday, and all the races have got 12 runners in them. So it gives us probably a good 5 or 6 horses in each race could probably win the race. So it's going to be tough. But here we are, here's the first race, and as you can see, there's already betting there for it. And quite a warm favourite is Stone Mason for Mr. Appleby, who's got quite a few here. We then have Heavenly Tale at 5-1, Tercel at 13-2, The Big House 15-2, Al Ozede at 81. Now I will look into each race individually and see if I can pick out a couple of horses for us to have a look at. That's not saying that you have to take these tips, ladies and gents. And always remember, when you're having a bet responsibly, alright? Don't go absolutely mad. But yeah, I'll have a look at all the races tonight, see what I can see. Video out tomorrow, hopefully with 1, maybe 2 tips that we can hand out for Monday's racing. And I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to it. So this one's a Class 6, which is a 0 to 65, which it's not really a good race, to be quite honest. As I say, when you're backing, if you are going to back it, people might be out there wanting to just watch the racing, which will be great. But a lot of people will probably want to have a bet on. So bet sensibly, ladies and gents, all the time. But this is a Class 6. And as you can see, a 0 to 65, which isn't very, very good. But as we go through it, it gets slightly better. We'll move on to the second one. And the second one is a Class 4, a 0 to 78. And as you can see, a pretty warm favourite in Mutasami for Roger Varian and Jim Crowley. We'll see Jim Crowley obviously rides for Hamdan Al Maktoum's colours. So warm favourite at this precise moment at 5-6. And then you've got Geezy Teasy at 81, Mutafawek at 81. So this looks cut and dry going by the betting, but these will all change. These will change today and they'll change tomorrow. So I will have a look at this later on tonight and see how the betting is going to go with it. I might actually have a look on Sunday morning as well, and bring the video out maybe later on, late afternoon, maybe around about 5-6 o'clock at night, so it gives us time to see how the betting's going. Obviously I'm going to look into all the form, etc. But these are all horses, 4-year-olds as well, 0 to 78, a Class 4 handicap. That's an okay race. That's an okay race. It's nothing wrong with that one. We'll move on to the third one, sorry. And the third one is a Class 5 Novice Stakes. And this is a wee bit different. Bond's boy, Richard Fahey. We all know what Richard Fahey is like in your 6 furlong races, 5 furlong races. So he's shown at the top of the market at 2 to 1. You've not then got Blazing Hot at 72 for James Tate. You've then got Freedom Flyer, Sylvester de Souza for Simon and Ed Crisford, who I think next year you could see Simon Crisford really coming into himself again. 92, Little Red Socks for Ben Curtis and Carl Burke at 92. So this is quite an open race. There's a good five or six horses there that could win this race. So that's with that being a class 5 and a novices stakes, that could be a tough wee race to pick a winner out of. They're all going to be tough, but that could be a really tough nut to crack. Alright, we'll go on to the 4th one. And here we're going to have another novice stakes, Division 2 this time in the class 5. And here we are. Art Power, Sylvester de Souza and Tim Easterby, 5 to 4. Along with Magical Journey and PJ McDonald for James Tate at 5 to 4. You've then got Continental for Jed O'Keefe at 4 to 1. And you've got 16 to 1 bar them. So you've got 3 horses that they're saying in this field have only got a chance, but I'd probably see 4 or 5 that have got a chance in this one. But it's going to be very difficult to beat the first 2, I would have thought. Continental certainly not out with a chance. But the rest are going to find it a bit tough. But there'll be one in there. There'll certainly be one in there. Outside the top 3 in that betting, there'll be one in there that's bang on ready. So this is a Division 2 of the novice stakes, the race that we looked at before, and it's a class 5. We'll look at the next race. And here we have the next race, which is a 6 furlong, class 4 handicap, 0 to 85. And again, pretty open. You can see there that Tathmeen is shown at 41 favourite. Then your next one's 91, then 10 to 1, and then obviously they're still looking at betting for the other one. So that's going to be another tough nut to crack. So again, you're probably going to have about 5 or 6 runners in that race that's probably got a really good chance of winning it, especially if the favourite is going to be in and around 4 to 1. Alright, so again, another tough nut to crack, this one. Looking at the next race, and here we have a 6 furlong handicap class 5 again, but this is a 0 to 75. But again, look at the betting. The betting shown at 72, the favourite at this precise moment for Rocket Diamonds and Sylvester de Souza and Simon Crisford there. You then have Open Shield for Andrea Zini and Kevin Ryan at 41. You then have What a Business, Ben Curtis, Roger Fell at 13 to 2. So this is pretty open as well. So this is going to be a tough nut to crack as well. So I'm really going to have a really good close look, spend a few hours on this and see how things develop with it. The betting's going to change with every single race that we're looking at just now. But it's the betting, it's the form, it's the jockey, it's the trainer, it's if it's ran at Newcastle before, if it's ran on the sand before, etc, etc. So we're going to have to look into all that. Next race, we look at, it's another handicap, and it's another, it's a 5 furlong, it's a class 5, and it's a 0 to 68, which isn't too hot, as you can tell by the betting. 5 to 1 your favourite, with Oisin Murphy on the back. Then you've got 11 to 2 the second. So another very, very hard race to try and pick a winner out of there. So a lot of these races you could probably put each way on a lot of them. I would probably advise that, to be quite honest. Especially if there's there's a lot of them that haven't had a run for months. So yeah, it's another tough race to pick a winner. Next race, which will be the third last race of the meeting, and this is the best race on the card. And this is the one that I will certainly be looking at longer than others. Alanak for Oisin Murphy and Sir Michael Stout, who is one of my favourite trainers. He's showing at 5-2. Anything Today, Callum Rodriguez, Roger Fell. Now you can notice here, they've slightly got, if you notice underneath the SP place betting, they've got prices there. They will all change, ladies and gents, all change. Because you can see that Alanak is 5-2 favourite for this race. But then you go further down the page and you look at Good Tidings for Robert Havlin and Mr. Gosden, who's shown at 72. You then have Ice Pyramid, Ben Curtis, Philip Kirby at 41. So again, you're probably at the top of the market end. You're probably going to be looking at a good 5 or 6 that have got a chance of winning this. And that betting there in that race will definitely change. Absolutely. 100% that will definitely change. So that'll be the one. The 505 will be the one that I will be seriously looking at big time. Your second last race, we have a Class 5 here again. And it's a maidens. For all horses that, where they've had one run. These are for all horses that haven't won a race. And you can see at the top of the market there, you've got Frankly Darling at 8-11 for Mr. Gosden, and then you've got 92 bar. Again, the favourite's not fit enough. There's a good 4 or 5 there that have definitely got a chance of winning that. You know, so it's I know I keep on going on about it, and I know I keep on saying it's going to be really hard, but it is going to be really hard, and a lot of yous, intelligent ladies and gents, and all my subscribers, yous will know that. Yous will know that it's going to be tough. And the last race on the card is another maiden stakes, 1 mile 2 furlongs, Class 5, and again at the top of the market, you've got Mr. Gosden with Byzantine Empire at 3-1. Then you have Valerian Steel at 72 and Luck on Sunday at 41. Wise Glory at 41. So you can see again by the betting, that's another belter of a race. It's going to be hard to pick the winner. And again, 4, 5, 6 horses, one of them could win that easily. So it's going to be a tough to pick winners. Maybe each way is maybe the best road to go down with a lot of them. So each way might be the way to go with getting the horse racing back up and running in the UK at the first meeting at Newcastle. And remember, Newcastle's also on Tuesday, and I think Kempton's running on Tuesday as well. So it's going to be hairy, scary stuff. But I will certainly look into this for you, ladies and gents. Try and get a couple of winners out there. If I can get 3 or 4, and I think strongly 3 or 4 or 5 each ways or winners, I'll certainly, as I've always said, total honesty on this channel, if I don't think and I don't feel positive enough, then I won't give a tip out. But if I feel positive enough that the horse is going to win, or it's going to be placed in the first 3 or the first 4, I'll certainly come on and let you ladies and gents know. But there will be a video out tomorrow. I'll leave it as late as possible, just to have a look at, so I can get a good look at the races on the Newcastle card and to see how the betting's going. And I will certainly be pulling out another video tomorrow for you. I hope you are all enjoying it. There's lots of people still looking at the videos. As I said before, I do appreciate everyone that's joining the channel in the last few days. It's really appreciated, and it's good to have 40 loyal subscribers on this channel. I know it's only 40, but that's going to build. This will build, believe me. If I'm bringing videos out every day and we're getting a lot of winners on the channel, even each ways on the channel, it'll build. It'll just take time. But with all your help and all my knowledge and your knowledge, we'll get there. Alright, yous all take care, enjoy the weather, and I'll be back tomorrow with another video for all my subscribers. Take care, speak to you all soon.